In order to stay up to date with the Bittensor ecosystem, you have to know where to look for the alpha. My name is Jeremy, aka School of Crypto, and I'm bringing you another Bittensor video. So, if you're just new, just gotten into the Bittensor ecosystem, and you're trying to figure out, hey, how do I learn more about this ecosystem? How do I understand how this blockchain works? How am I going to get the intel to invest in good subnets for the long term? And there are a lot of different ways to find out information about Bittensor. So I'm going to start off with the first platform, which is X. X has a lot of information just about crypto in general. You know, that's why they call it crypto Twitter. I think it's the number one social media for crypto, period. But on X in particular, for Bittensor, it's just a really good resource to learn more about the ecosystem developments, about subnets. Some people post metrics. There's a lot of different, really good influencers that will give you some really awesome information about Bittensor. My man Punisher is one of them. He just posts a lot of really good stuff about subnets in particular, and then also things that happen like within social media. And this guy Andy TT, just really in-depth tweets that really dives into incentive mechanisms and the technology, and so that's really good. You have a lot of different profiles that you can get a lot of really good information. So like X is a really important platform to be on in order to learn more about the ecosystem. And I would say the second platform that is really important is Discord, and the Bittensor Discord in particular. So Bittensor has its own Discord, and it has its like main chat, which honestly you don't really get much out of it. Like I always ask questions and then I kind of hear from an admin and it says like go to this group, go to that group, nothing against them, but I'm not able to really benefit from like the main chat over there. But there are Discord channels within that main channel for every single subnet. So this is where you can see the true activity of the subnets. You get to learn more about the actual subnet owners. You get to understand what the what the feel is in terms of what the miners are going through, and the questions that they're asking and the input that they're giving, and whether they're benefiting or not. So like that's where you can really understand the activity of a subnet. Like, is it a ghost town? Is it a place where there's constant activity, and people are going back and forth and they're trying to get better and pick each other's brains, and ultimately try to mine the subnet the best, or ask questions about the roadmap, and just like you get a sense of the the heart and soul of the project, really, when you're in that Discord. So that is a really, really crucial place to be in if you're really truly want to learn about what a subnet is doing and the development path that they're on, and whether people care about it. Like that's a big deal. And then the third platform that I would say is YouTube. And there's way bigger and more experienced YouTubers than myself. I'm part of it, but it's definitely not even close to the main big YouTubers in Bittensor. But you have my man Grant with Ventura Labs, who's done the most interviews in Bittensor out of anybody. So shout out to him. Mark Jeffrey, I mean, he's just an incredible interviewer, and he has such a great perspective and has such good experience, just like been in crypto for a long time, and just like really gets it, you know. Gordon Frayne does a lot of really good videos. Tao Templar is A plus, you know, like he's an OG, and he's in it for the love of the game. He really loves Bittensor, and you can see it in every single video that he does. Siam Kid, Mark Creaser, those guys with their fund, DSV fund, you know, they're really, really solid. They kind of like took a little bit of a hiatus, you know, but ultimately, you know, their revenue search is just, I've learned so much just about subnets and Bittensor just like through those videos. So, you know, that's a really good one. But I think that the best channel or the best episodes about Bittensor is the novelty search. And the novelty search is basically the weekly stream that Bittensor does, with Kantz, the owner, hosting it. And you know, most recently in the last like few weeks or month or whatever, Mark Jeffrey has been right by his side on stage. And this might be the number one resource, the number one place to really truly learn about what's going on in Bittensor. Like, Kantz obviously is extremely technical. You know, he's a machine learning engineer. He created the blockchain, the project, and, you know, hearing his perspective, not only just on the technical developments, but just on the philosophy of Bittensor, like what he envisions the future being, what he created the project, you know, why he created the project, and, you know, his thoughts like on Bitcoin and its vision, and how he wanted to, you know, kind of like do the similar thing like in Bittensor with like kind of more productive work, and do, you know, in the AI sense, you know, incentivizing other things other than, you know, securing a network like Bitcoin does. And, you know, I just get a lot out of those novelty searches. He asks a lot of really good questions with subnet owners, and, you know, and then like the beginning of those episodes, he usually does like updates on the ecosystem, and, you know, like changes within the blockchain, and updates, you know, on the chain. So that is a really, really good one. You have Telegram. Telegram, again, it's another social media platform that, and it's a messaging platform, but it's huge in crypto. You know, like I always, ever since I got into crypto, I've always like been in Telegram ever since. Like in 2017, 2018, I was always in a Telegram group. And it was always crypto. I don't even know if I've ever been in another group other than crypto groups, you know? So like originally I was in it's like the Bittensor Telegram. For some reason I got kicked one day. I don't even know why, but I didn't look back, because there's a Telegram group called Subnet Summer, and, you know, all the usual suspects are in there. Like Kantz is in there, Mark Jeffrey's in there, Siam Kid's in there, a whole bunch of subnet owners are on there. It's like, you know, everybody who's anybody is in that group, you know, and I think, you know, that's a really good place to be in, just to kind of learn more about, you know, again, like what's going on in the ecosystem. And, you know, and the guy, and I don't know his name. He connected with me on X and on LinkedIn, but he does like live streams, and does videos with subnet owners, and, you know, does a really good job. Like he's really solid. So that is another place to be when you're trying to learn more about subnets, more about Bittensor. You know, that's a great place to be. So I'm trying to think if I've missed anything. Those are really the top, you know, resources to look into when you're learning about the the ecosystem. And I would say one last one that I really like, and I'm a little biased, but Tau Daily. Like Tau Daily does a really good job of covering the ecosystem every single day. I know the editor because I write for Tau Daily. Like I've been a little inconsistent with writing articles recently, just due to some circumstances. But he does a great job. James Altucher does a great job of building that website and just like keeping everyone up to date on certain developments, like whether it's price wise or ecosystem updates or subnets. I would say like website wise, like I don't think anything can top that, So just to kind of wrap up, I would say X, Discord, YouTube, Tau Daily, and Telegram. Like those are all the spots I would say to like really learn more about Bittensor, more about the ecosystem. And honestly, like I guess with a lot of other crypto projects, like those are generally the same spots as well. And the only way you can like really gain conviction is just like listening in on these videos, reading these articles, like putting in the time, that's when things start to click. That's when you start to get conviction. That's when you're, really ultimately, really understand what's going on. Cause like crypto and Bittensor specifically, it's hard to wrap your finger around it, and just like delving into all these resources and getting that alpha and getting that just intel will really, put you in a good spot if you do it consistently. So definitely check out all those resources. You'll definitely benefit from it. And just wanted to make this video just in case anybody, didn't really know where to go and what to tune into. And, again, I may have left a few things out, but those are just like some places that like I honestly believe have helped me and helped others, really get to know the ecosystem really well. So if you enjoyed the content, like and subscribe. Thank you for tuning in and hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll see you soon.